Bachelor update. We got the hometown episodes. The hometown episode. But since obviously this year is you know, they filmed this through a pandemic, they had to do it differently. Instead of going to the contestants or the finalists at this point, hometown, they actually brought them to the resort where they were staying in Pennsylvania. So he visited. I guess they got had them in different like bungalows, and he visited each of the parents. You got Rachel, of course, Michelle, Serena P, and Bree. They're the final four. So he got to meet all of their parents. So he started off with Michelle's family. Well, actually, they started off with a date. They had dates, and then he met the families of the different girls. Michelle was first, and her first date was actually a Q&A session with her class, her children in her class that she teaches. And actually, I swear on the episode where she first came and she had a date with Matt, that I said that her class was like predominantly black because they talked about George Floyd. I don't know, maybe I misheard that. Maybe she just said that she had to discuss George Floyd with her class, and because her class was like all like white kids. And her dad, this was like a side note, her dad had like a real like old Negro name. His name was Ephraim. That's like a real old school like black man name. So I thought that was like a little funny to me.
Wait a minute. Educate me. I what name? I don't know
Ephraim.
about that.
Eph-
Ephraim.
Ephraim.
That's a
Like
thing?
that's his name. There ain't many people under the age of like 60 that have that name. So it was interesting to me. And then she started like hooping. So like they had the little Q&A, and like her dad seemed like really cool, and her mom was really nice as well. Her mom was like a white lady. Like I said, all of them now that are left are like biracial, except Rachel. Get to that later. But at the end of their like, him meeting a family, they went outside and played like 2-on-2 basketball. But it was funny as hell to me because like Michelle's mom was probably like the best hooper in the whole family, like in our whole scene, because she was actually like bossing out and playing man defense, and like she was making baskets and shit, and like she was like this regular ass like middle aged like white woman, and shit was just like tripping me out. So I thought that was like really cool. Her dad did say that she had bad relationships in the past, so um he was like very concerned if like she didn't get picked, like it would like drag her down into like um a tough space. And but he did say like he'd be there for her, and you know she had a really like nice family, so I like that. And then Rachel took Matt skydiving for their date. If that was me, like I'm afraid of heights, so I would have sent her ass home right then and there. I would have been like, hell no. Soon as I saw the plane and the parachutes and all that shit, I would have been like, nope, not happening. This journey, our journey must end here. Like you're not, you're not the one.
That's funny because I thought for episode 50 we would jump off and do the whole episode in the air.
You were mistaken, sir.
I might do it. Hey.
Anyways, so here's the parents who I was most interested in seeing in light of the events we discussed just now and in the past couple weeks. Rachel's parents. So her dad, like I don't know, he might be one of them. Like he didn't seem like he was like white. He looked like he was like native, like he was like kind of like dark skinned, but you know he you know those people still kind of like um identify as like white. No, they do at the polls. Um, but her dad was skeptical about them falling for each other in such a short window in which like the show is shot. Which you know is a fair thing to be skeptical about, so I won't blame him in that regard. Um, but at the same time, it's like, was this show not explained to these people? I can understand if like this was like the first season of The Bachelor, but like you've seen The Bachelor before, like obviously like the process and and all this is all shit that Rachel like signed up for. And I can't lie to you, even if the stuff off the screen didn't surface before I saw her parents, I still suspect that each of them owns a red hat, if you catch my drift. And I guess like Bree's date, like the theme for Bree's date was like a Jeep commercial because all they did was just like drive off road on in a Jeep like Rubicon, which is a fine car. One of my friends has one of them. My family drives a Jeep, albeit a Cherokee, one of the old school Cherokees. Bree's friend was fine to me. Just gotta add that note in. She was a hottie. And her mom is thick. Like she had a wagon on her. I was pleasantly
Huh.
surprised. And we actually
They
got to
always
meet
do.
Bree's little sister because she had a brand new baby sister. So that was cool as hell to see. And Bree having friends is a good thing. Like hear me out, because I always say women without friends are red flags. Like I noticed one girl in like college, like she had no female friends. She only had one friend, and the reason why she had no friends was because she like fucked all their mans, and she still ended up fucking her best friend's man. So yeah, women without friends, big ass red flag. A dude without friends is just a fucking weirdo. Like, and um that's to each his own.
Seinfeld. Well, Seinfeld said that with a woman with no friends. That was in 1991.
And then he met Serena P. This was the one takeaway. Like, he met her wearing like some Billy and Chuck jeans. Remember Billy and Chuck? He popped up wearing like some khaki light blue jeans, and I had not seen them since the very poorly aged tag team of Billy and Chuck, Billy Gunn and Chuck
I,
Palumbo way back when. And then Serena's whole date with him was themed around like Canada. Had him eating like poutine,
I'm not sure.
and like at some point I thought she was like part of the date was gonna be like chugging maple syrups. It definitely looked like it was leaning that way. With all that Canadian shit. But yeah, the poutine, I definitely knew from the time I saw all those Canadian flags. Like I knew like poutine would be involved. Serena's sister, again, side note for myself, was fine as hell. But things did not go the way Matt thought they would, because eventually after having a discussion with her mom and having a discussion with her dad, Serena P actually realized that she didn't think that Matt was her person. She didn't think like that was the person that she wanted to spend the rest of her life with. So she ended up leaving, and before the rose ceremony, so at the rose ceremony, like so Michelle, Rachel, and Bree were all like puzzled as to why like she wasn't around, and they saw three roses. but he did end up getting like he ended up giving all of them their three roses, and just the one thing he said before he gave them the rose is like, I just want to make sure that you're here for me because I'm here for all of you, and blah 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 and all that bullshit. And the last thing is the next week's episode is like a reunion. It seemed like to me, I don't know if that's something that they usually do. Um, but
And
this week is it's called the Women Tell All. So it's current because Matt is like bald with like a Rick Ross beard now. So I know it's not like something that was filmed like long ago. So I'm interested to check that out and hear the talk, because obviously all the stuff that happened off the show is now gonna be discussed. So it'd be great to hear it in that forum. And then the following week, if not the week after that, is when the final episode and the final rose, and we find out who he chose this season. We already have an idea of who that is, but we'll see if that's confirmed or denied on that episode.